remember that time when you were in the lift?
The lift where, Lucy? Which lift? There are many lifts on this planet. Which lift are we talking
You're
about?
in Sweden.
Ah, yes.
Liftgate, if you like.
I know of that particular lift. The lift at the Grand
The lift of
Hotel in
dreams.
Stockholm.
The lift of dreams.
During Brilliant Minds, the conference where people who have supposedly brilliant minds.
Thank you, darling. I was there because I was talking on a panel about social media, but I also was talking as a keynote speaker to some local schools in and around Stockholm. So it was really lovely. And this was a couple of years ago now. And the one thing you have to know about my lovely husband is that he will chat to anyone and everyone.
I will make bad small talk with you. I will not say much.
No, he's
But I will make
lovely.
bad small talk with you. Very British.
But the thing is that you don't really know who most people are, even though they are.
I am not clued in
famous.
with the celebrity culture. I do not have that.
Which
je
I
ne sais
love.
quoi.
I love that about you. You're just like, ooh, I'll take you as you are. I don't know who you are, but what do you do here?
Wow.
So basically, Ollie follows a kind of protocol when we're in a
hotel.
in a hotel because
It's usually related to our
Tend to-
golden fluffy Labrador
Yes.
/ golden retriever.
and she was with us in Sweden, and oh my gosh, to get a guide dog into an abroad country now that we're out of the EU, it is a task, but we
Yes.
did it.
It is an expensive task.
It's an expensive task with animal health certificates because we don't have passports anymore because we're not in the EU. Well, Molly doesn't have a passport. Shady. So you have to kind of, follow procedure and find a vet in Stockholm. Anyway, so it was this day, I think, and I
Yes.
was in the hotel.
I was also in the hotel.
Well, you were, but I was getting my makeup done by a makeup artist, and you were spending Molly.
Yep, taking her out
Taking her for a
for
wee
the
wee.
poo-poo.
A poo-poo.
A poo-poo.
A poo-poo wee
Where
wee.
we went outside and there's a nice piece of grass and she
Yes.
looks at this statue and she goes, woof.
Did she woof at
She
it?
was really suspicious, particularly like when it was like sort of dusky. Like she was fine when it was in the daytime, but as soon as it got to dusk, that statue, it
What was the statue?
was a man on a horse. My knowledge of Sweden is terrible.
I just love the fact that there was loads of people around you that were famous, and you just had a dog that was barking at a horse.
It was great.
Never change. Sorry. So
Anyway,
you were
so-
going down in the lift, darling. You take
Yes.
it away. We need all of the deets.
So I get into this lift.
What were you wearing?
Oh, I don't know. I think I was wearing some sort of like tracky bots at the time. Like this was,
Hair up. Bit
well,
scruffy.
I was basically unshaved, scruffy, wearing like a tracky bots, just taking the dog out for her routine morning doo-doo.
Doo-doo.
Like, we're not getting classy for that.
Yeah.
What happens if like I'm walking along and her bum accidentally touches my knee? You know that feeling, Luce. You know it.
Oh. Come on.
Anyway, we're in this lift. We get into this lift. The lift goes down one floor.
Yes.
And then lo and behold, these people, old man and woman, must
Okay.
be like at least 60 plus.
Okay.
They get into the lift. They're dressed to the nines. I'm like, oh, you must be important, but I still don't know
Can I
who you
just
are.
say, you must be important.
You
That's
must
the
be important.
first thing in your mind. You don't know these people.
They were sort of halfway dressed between that of like Prince William and Prince Harry, mixed with like a Lord Mayor.
So did you know that they were royal?
Well, I didn't know that they were royal. I didn't know if they were mayors. I thought maybe they could be the mayor of Stockholm. But then I was like, what's the mayor of Stockholm doing in a hotel in Stockholm?
Well, because you're at a Brilliant Minds conference with all of those people.
Yeah,
so
but
he
could
might have
just
had
walk.
one. No, but he might have had one night stopping over.
Maybe he
It's
lives.
a really
maybe-
nice hotel. It's the
maybe
best
they-
hotel, isn't
Maybe
it?
they live in the suburbs. But again,
No, but what were they wearing though? So it was a man and a woman.
you want the details.
The deets.
Well, so we have a black jacket with a sort of mouth fasten, so it sort of fixes on your left nip.
Okay.
Going down, obviously, you don't have just one button on your nip. That'd be weird.
That would be weird.
And then he had like sort of like red, like sort of detailing on it, like on the collar. He had like a bit of a ruff on. He had like what looked like
Like-
medals and gold stuff.
But
And then he had
otherwise
like
it's-
black trousers on and patent shoes. Is it patent?
patent.
I am not one with the fashion.
You're not IP lawing.
No. And then the woman, she had like a champagne ball gown on.
Okay. Champagne.
Very classy.
Intrusive thought about how to pronounce that word. I don't know why every time someone says champagne to me, I'm like, champagne. Anyway,
lovely.
Yes.
But this was at like 8 a.m. So I was like, okay, you definitely are quite important. But I don't know who you are. So I played it cool. I was chilling. I was like, you know what? We're gonna play it safe. So what are you here for? And they're just like,
you know what they're here for.
I said, are you here for the conference? And they're like, yes, we're here, yes. Yes. And they sort of nodded at me. They didn't really say a lot. They kind of looked at me as if like...
You'd gone out the window.
Well, A, why are you in the lift with us? And...
Because you are something else.
Yeah, you and your trackies with your unshaven self. And then B, like, why don't you know who we are? So, anyway, it was all quite a nice journey. We went down, we had very small talk. I cannot remember what the particular small talk was.
Oh no, you spoke to them more after that, even though they looked at you in a weird way.
Yeah, I was like, are you enjoying it so far? How long are you in Sweden for? They didn't answer the last one because the lift got to the bottom and they left.
How long are you
like, have
in
a good
Sweden
day. And I was like, have a good day.
Ollie, can I say something? No. If you thought they were the Swedish mayor asking them how long you were in Sweden for.
Well, I kind of ruled out that he was the mayor of Stockholm.
Why?
Because
with one exchange.
Well, I ruled it out because we're in Stockholm, so why is the mayor in a hotel? Just fancy trying out the tourist facilities?
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure, I fancy taking...
You might not want to walk in the morning. You might just want to get straight to the conference. Boom, he's a busy man.
I don't know.
Busy woman, I don't know.
I don't know. Stockholm's not that big a city.
Oh my gosh, I would have cringed and wanted to dig to Australia if I was with you.
You would have made better small talk.
Well,
so you have to silence. You would have made better small talk.
No, I had to just process. I just had to process you saying that to me and then thinking.
I'm trying to make a pigeon noise.
Why is a pigeon noise? My brain? Are you calling me a pigeon? You absolute tool.
I can't do it. I'm trying to do the pigeon.
Can I just say, it would have been more acceptable for me to ask who they were because I can't see them. Whereas you...
I can't do the pigeon.
Why does he care so much about this? Anyway... Did you Google after the fact?
No,
after you offended these poor people?
What would I have Googled? Bald man with like fading hairline, woman in cocktail dress, dressed in black jacket. Do you want me to take a sneaky pic? Google lens them. And sure. Just taking a picture so I can research who you are later.
Okay, so you just sort of, because you didn't tell me about this interaction for days and days and even weeks. I think we actually got home and landed and then you told me, I saw some people in the lift and they looked a bit royal. That's what you said to me.
Well, I didn't know who they were, so it didn't
so then,
register.
When several weeks or months later, where did you see them on the telly?
It was several months later. And our dear late Queen Elizabeth II passed away.
Yes.
And it was her funeral. Mm-hmm. And the delegation of the royals from around the world
globe
came.
Mm-hmm.
And
you saw them on the telly?
They said, here comes the Queen of Denmark. And I was like, oh, yes, that's Queen of Denmark. Here comes the King of Sweden. Yes, here comes the King of Norway. He was in the lift! It's the King of Norway. The King and Queen of Norway were in the lift with me. And I didn't know who they were.
And he didn't even think to even Google it.
What would I have Googled?
Well, it's just really funny that he saw them on the telly and went, oh, that's them. That's them. I've been in the lift with them. How many months are we talking? Can we actually tell the viewers?
I think it must have been about a year.
No.
And so the Queen died in September, didn't she?
So you didn't care about this interaction so much. Did you try and block it out because they're a bit
But I just didn't know who they were. Like, as I said,
I would
what was
want
there
to know. I would be Googling. Like, this is the difference between mine and your brain. You're just like, meh.
What would
that
I have
happened.
Googled?
That happened, you know.
Like, if I
Meh.
really wanted to find out who they were, I probably could have done so. But, like, I didn't care. I was like, there's loads of people here. Like, you went and spoke to, like, Beatrice and Naomi Campbell.
Yes, they're
later
very
that day.
lovely. Should we get on with the podcast,
Yes.
darling?
Let's get going.
Roll the titles. This is But I'd Never Marry a Blind Woman.
A show where we answer all the questions you are too afraid to ask about dating, marriage, and finding love with a disability.
I'm Lucy Edwards-Cave, presenter, author of my soon-to-be-published book, Blind Not Broken, and blind wife of...
Me, Ollie Edwards-Cave, her sighted husband, and the man usually behind the camera.
Each week on this podcast, we
Your fave interabled couple.
are going to debunk the stereotypes of dating with a disability, dive behind the inspiration porn headlines, and unpack your relationship dilemmas.
So when people say,
But I'd never marry a blind woman.
you can answer.
Well, I would.
But I never marry a blind woman. But I never marry a blind woman. Podcast, baby.
So we got a bit of a different Reddit thread this week, Luce.
Lovely.
It is. What disgusting habit have you learned to overlook in a spouse? Do you have anything to start with before I get reading? Because I feel like you're feeling inspired.
Do you have anything to start with? Oh, it's disgusting, guys. I hate it.
Is that the disgusting habit?
Well, I don't like mouth noises. And
No,
at
I'm-
night time, Ollie has a mouth guard now because he used to grind his teeth and it used to
Oh,
wake me up. And then he used
I
to
can't even
stick,
do it when I'm awake.
He used to stick his tongue out as well and like
What?
shut his jaw really ferociously, almost like a crocodile in my ear, and then go and like really like, I don't know.
I sound
Anyway.
so like hot right now.
And then when he woke up
Hot
in the
right
morning, his breath really stank. So we sorted that out, didn't we, darling?
I feel so attractive. I feel like I should be on GQ's Man of the Year.
Yeah, I do too. But
Definitely not dying inside.
now you've sorted that out, though. You
With my
lovely.
mouth guard?
Yeah, with your mouth
I've
guard.
just got like a little nub that sticks out. And
And he also has his mouth tape. Thank you. Shout out Katrina and
Yes.
your lovely husband, Jake. You've got a company called Like a Log Co. And you love their mouth tape, don't you?
I do, but like it
Hashtag
doesn't add to
gifted,
this
hashtag
whole
ad.
image of my prettiness.
Well, you just look like a man
I am,
with a mouth
I've
guard
got
in.
my little nub sticking out with my
So
mouth guard. Like,
so his lips are like
and then
a lot
we've got mouth
more
tape over it.
forward, and then his mouth tape, he looks like he's just a bit, upset with his life. Works though.
It does.
So that's your annoying habit, but you sorted it. So, oh gosh, I've got many. What's the next one?
It says spouse. It doesn't say husband. It says spouse. So I can come back.
Go on then.
I can pull it back at you.
Go on then.
I'm trying to think. I quite like you.
I'm perfect.
No, cups of tea lying around that are half drank half the time.
I don't like drinking the tea at the bottom.
You stain all our cups.
Do I?
Yes.
Well, at the moment, I've got this cup of tea.
And is it cold?
Yeah, it's cold and there's some in the bottom. I love my mug though.
My face.
And there's loads of different lipstick marks on the top as well.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah,
Mm-mm-mm.
there you go. Just for you, babes, to
Shall-
put in the dishwasher.
Shall we see what the internet has in store?
Go on then.
What disgusting habit have you learned to overlook in a spouse?
I found these hilarious when you were reading them to me.
Inability to throw out something that is empty, whether it's cereal boxes, inhalers, water bottles,
That is so
toiletries.
you.
It doesn't matter. My favourite is going to grab cereal from the cabinet only to find out that it's completely empty. And he had put the box in despite that.
Can I just say, I found Cocoa Pops yesterday and literally
They
it was
weren't
like
empty.
a rock.
They were
No,
just
they
like-
weren't empty. It was just like a rock was in our cupboard. And I was like, what's this in a box, And I thought it was something else.
Yeah, but why were you looking for Cocoa Pops at 9 p.m? What was the purpose, Lucy?
I was looking to see if we had any celebration chocolates left, okay?
You were looking for snacks.
Yeah, well, then I also inadvertently ended up cleaning it out.
Well, actually, no, you didn't. You just plopped it on the countertop and then wandered away.
No, because I
the
was like,
bin-
are they actually? No, I didn't want to fill up the bin because the bin is in.
The bin is a metre away.
Can I just say the bin is smaller than just getting a bin bag and sorting it out with you, and also
You only
the
had
bin.
to throw away one box.
No, I know, but there was other things there like the celebration tin. I was like, is that recyclable?
Which is also on the top. Lucy,
So is this my annoying habit then, darling?
this is quite an annoying
Leaving
habit.
stuff around for you to deal with.
Yes, you came across these hard Cocoa Pops and you went, maybe I can save them.
No, I didn't.
Trying to save those Cocoa Pops. It's like finding a serial killer and trying to start a romance with them and then going, I can save them. I can be the one who fixes them. And
I really don't think that finding hard stale Cocoa Pops in the cupboard
our stale
is
Cocoa
like-
Pops are Patrick Bateman.
I really don't think that's the same as finding a serial killer and trying to fix him. I really don't. You've been listening to too much of my true crime podcast with me at night.
You don't listen to many true crime
I
podcasts
do.
now. You listen to lots of cult
cults,
podcasts.
to be fair, yeah, cults. Recently, but it is
Or
true crime
babies.
as well.
So many baby podcasts.
Oh, so broody. Right, next.
Shall we read the reply to that? My ex would leave like one potato chip in the bag or one slice of bread or 2 tablespoons of milk. That sounds like me with my squash.
Yeah, it does.
I think he didn't want to be scolded for taking the last of something. That's literally the logic. That's why I don't like pour the, that we mentioned on the podcast the other week. How, like I pour like tiny little glasses.
bits.
Some people look peaceful when they sleep. My spouse looks like she needs an ambulance. Just limbs and hair everywhere. Contorted positions like she fell off the roof. Drool, and as much as she denies it, snoring.
That's
It's
me.
fine. I really don't care. I just think she sleeps funny.
When you read that the first time, you were laughing your socks off because you thought it was me.
It was so you. So this person's replied saying, LMO, my husband sleeps like a hurricane. The sheets come off his side and the blankets get so tangled up and he yanks them off me in his sleep.
That's you.
That sounds like me. This comment is both of us.
yeah.
You're there squiggling like me. Well, you had 2 modes. You either have like dead bolt upright and you go, hi, and then like quickly.
I get startled.
But you startle me in the process. I'm there fast asleep. Oh, goodbye, baby. On the getting woken up.
I just like to know that you're there in a tactile way. I always
You
have
can
to
do it in
like,
a softer way.
I always have to like feel whether he's there or not. Otherwise, I get scared
but
that
you
there's a
don't, like,
ghost
you
going to
swing
eat
your-
me.
You swing your hand across. Like it would be nice and slow, but instead you go like you're karate chopping me.
I always need to know that you're there.
And then your other mode is that you're just sound asleep.
Not moving at all.
Or occasionally.
Just little snorts.
Yeah.
Just like tiny pig noises and
Whereas-
then silence.
Whereas me, I am very much the second one where I do throw myself around quite a lot.
Sometimes I really would like to split our quilts, especially because, you boff quite a lot.
You didn't have to go there. You didn't have to go there. That was not needed.
No, but if we just
drive by.
if we just had 2 separate quilts, everything would be okay, Oliver. Right.
And anyway, let's get back to this sort of hurricane sleeping.
Okay.
In that, I think that my most criminal aspect of this is the fact that I turn the sheets round.
Yeah,
in my
you
sleep.
do.
Like
so
I will
then
wake
all
up
of the poppers
with-
are at the top,
yeah, or on the side.
and it's so
I don't know how I do that.
irritating.
I don't know how I do that with you in the bed at the same time. Like last night you turned it diagonally, and I was like trying to like wriggle myself. I was like, "Come on, I can rescue that." I was trying to like not wake you up, and then luckily you got up as you do and went. And
Did I?
Yeah, and whacked me, and I was like, "She's up, quick! Turn it, turn it, turn it." Next one. Husband always manages to choose to shave the day after I clean the bathroom.
To be fair, you do always do that, but I don't clean the bathroom.
I'm going to put this on the record. I always wash down the sink. Every single time I go around, I cut my hands and just like...
Cut your hands.
No, not cut my hands. I'm not going at it with the razor blade.
I was gonna say.
I cup my hands and I pour in the water and then I splash it around and then like, let's get all the hairs, the
To be
little
fair-
hairs. And then from there, I put like a little bit of like drain cleaner in it just to make sure that like it doesn't get blocked.
You're very considerate, darling.
I am.
Whereas
I'm
I just
so
walk out the
consider-
shower.
Yeah.
I'm just like, the cleaners will clean it.
Or me.
It's-
The amount of times
You
I've
don't
walked
need
in.
to if you don't
and
want to.
Well, I don't want a hairy shower for the rest of the week.
I don't do it after the cleaners have been. It's usually the before. So
you
maybe a few days
I
before.
will give you that. You were pretty good before, but you're still a menace to society.
Am I? Menace to society.
Menace to society.
You mean your society?
In my society of one.
I apologise,
To be
darling.
fair, you're
I
not-
will change my ways.
You're not so like out of all the criminals though in this house for that sort of attitude. It's Bogger,
Bogger gets
our
a-
retired guide dog.
Oh, that's, can you tell them the story of Bogger? Yeah.
Olga is obsessed with water.
Yeah, she is.
Like not swimming. She doesn't like swimming.
but she loves getting in the shower with Ollie.
Well, not actually getting in the
she
shower.
does. She does.
She's done that once where like I was just there like rinsing my body off, and you know like how water like sort of rolls down your elbow and things like, and it creates this sort of stream. Well, Olga suddenly turns up as like behind me and starts like trying to drink that stream, and I'm like, it's only off the elbow, but like I'm just like, what are you doing, dog? Why are you in the shower with me?
It's so cute.
It's because we have like a walk-in shower.
Yeah, we do. So it's not.
So
you
there's no
can't
like
shut the
door to like I guess you got the bathroom
So
door.
she puts her
but like
front
if you
two
don't close it
paws in.
properly, she like headbutts the door. She's and then
She's like, I want it.
it's like water.
There's been times when I've been in the bath because I've put a Lush bath bomb in. She really wants to come and like put her head.
She starts trying to lick the bath water.
Yeah, she does.
You're like, I don't know if like there's Lush is safe for doggies.
Bless her. Next one.
My wife, who's stunningly beautiful and way out of my league, so I keep my mouth shut as much as I can about it, clears her throat and nose just like John Candy in Planes, Trains and Automobiles.
I don't know
It's
that
the most
reference.
disgusting thing I've ever heard. I got my mother-in-law and aunt and uncles all do it too. It's so freaking bizarre. It makes me gag upon hearing it. Literally skin-crawling stuff. Is that sort of like a sort of sound? Like I don't know. How do you like that? You always kind of get annoyed at me because like I get like frogs in my throat sometimes, and like when I particularly after I've eaten chocolate, like these co-op bakery brownie bites, like I will probably have a frog in my throat soon.
Really?
Mm.
Darling.
And yeah, I always go, and you're like, Ollie, spit it out.
I do. I say
And I'm like, I've got
spit
nothing there. I made myself go. Enough about my ing. Let's have a look at this next one because this one is very you. When she slurps her toothbrush after brushing is something I cannot understand. You are so... It's grim watching you like just spitting out your like after you go and then you go to spit and you're like I'm like this is so like you had such viscous
Thanks.
spit. It is
That is
grim.
so judgmental.
No, there's been times when I'm like
That's just something else.
yeah, I'm
That's
like,
just something else, babe.
it
That's
actually
from
makes,
a different planet.
it actually makes me want to gag. It's so like
That's so horrendous that you think about your wife in that way.
not all the time, but like it's just like coming out. It's like
Okay,
thick-
all right.
thick
All right,
bogies.
okay.
it's like you like sort of like had to like. I'm like,
No, no.
just get a little bit of water in the mouth. Like you don't have to swirl. Like leave that toothpaste to do its good thing. But like just come on, thin it out a little bit. Doesn't have to be like the goo.
Next one, okay? Next one.
Flubber doesn't have to be coming out your mouth.
What's that?
Flubber.
What's that?
Do you remember Flubber, Al?
The film, yeah.
Yeah, the one about the little green thing that's like a rubber little creature who
No.
gets up to mischief. Have you never seen Flubber?
No?
Robin Williams.
Really?
Oh, they always used to put that on in year 6.
Oh,
Like
never
when it was
seen
like movie day, they'd put Flubber on.
Anyone like me not seen Flubber?
Oh, classic
Right,
film.
okay, I think
that's
we're
what
gonna-
we're watching tonight.
We'll conclude this section and we're going to go on to a inspiration porn headline. Remember, if you want to send us your dilemmas, I know this was a slightly different bit of the podcast today, but if you want to send us your dilemmas, send it to help@lucyedwards.com. That's HELP@lucyedwards.com.
So we asked you, lovely lot, on Instagram
We did.
if you had any inspiration porn headlines that you
Wanted us to cover.
to cover, and quite a few of you pointed out this one, in this case, The Guardian, and it says, Kevin Sinfield carries Rob Burrow over...
Seinfeld.
Sinfield, S-I-N, Field.
Seinfeld.
No, not the comedian from the US. We've got no canned laugh tracks here.
All right.
It is
Not what that
Kevin
means.
Sinfield. You don't know what a canned laugh track is?
No.
It's when think like the Big Bang Theory when they make a joke and then it goes ha 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 ha.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
It's canned laughter because it's actually I think Big Bang might be recorded on a studio audience, but with a lot of them it's like just literally a sound effect and people aren't actually laughing. It's just a producer going, "Huh, that was funny. press the laugh button, dear. Press the laugh button."
Okay.
So Kevin Sinfield carries Rob Burrow over the line at Leeds Marathon.
Okay.
Rugby league great pushed friend and former teammate who has motor neuron disease in a wheelchair around 26.2 mile course. So it's your classic sports inspirational story.
Mm-hmm.
For Kevin Sinfield, it was a celebration of friendship as he and more than 12,000 others completed the inaugural Rob Burrow Leeds Marathon on Sunday. Oh, so he set up his own marathon. That's pretty cool. Of course, Sinfield, who has become known for challenges many would see as mad or superhuman, was not just running. He was also pushing his friend Burrow, who has a motor neuron disease, MND, in a specially adapted wheelchair for the full 26.2 miles. It was an emotional scene when, just before the finish line, Sinfield helped Burrow out of his chair and carried him across it. Sinfield and Burrow were teammates and close friends when they played the rugby league for Leeds Rhinos. Burrow revealed he had been diagnosed with MND in January 2020, and in December that year, Sinfield started running in his honour to raise money for everyone affected by the disease.
Okay, so part of me is like, oh my gosh, this is just so beautiful. Like that's the first thing that kind of stands out to me. But
Yeah.
it is a typical inspirational kind of story of loss and
Yes, but
how an able-bodied person is helping a disabled person.
in this case, though, in all honesty, both of them sound like they're pretty
Yeah.
cool guys. Like
I agree.
Rob Burrow is raising money to start his own marathon. Sinfield is doing huge amounts of crazy running and all this sort of stuff. It's not like your classic inspiration porn.
No.
It's not like, hi, I'm Lucy and I got out of bed this morning.
Yeah,
and if
it's true.
if I can get out of bed,
So can you.
yes.
Yeah. No,
That's
but
why
it,
I get out of bed every morning, though, Lucy. I wake up and I think, my wife, she's blind, and it must be so hard for her. So I will get out of bed too. In reality, what actually gets me out of bed is Lucy goes, Ollie, I want a tea. My throat's dry.
Okay, so it depends how they've written it though as well, because sometimes some journalists are so off the mark with how they write things, it infuriates me. So does it go on and say, oh, it's just such a lovely day because he's disabled and he's able-bodied?
It actually kind of doesn't. It just kind of goes on
Fair
and
play.
says about their training process
Nice.
and then about how many people ran the marathon. And
Well, then it's just a lovely story then, isn't it?
yeah, it's,
I don't know if anyone else would have a different perspective though, because me and you, as an interabled couple, we always kind of do things together. So we've had this scenario where I've ran 9 miles and so have you, and you've guided me. You always guide me running on the park runs that we do just for fun. And you're like, come on.
yeah. By
You
the end,
can do
I'm dragging you. I'm like, come on, Liz. Come on, no. I can't.
Can't do
Can
it
we just do
anymore.
2 miles today? And I'm like, nah. We are going the full whack.
Literally. But I think you wouldn't have thought that I'd ran a marathon back in 2017, 2018. Oh, it's
Fitness is
crazy.
fleeting.
I know, it's fleeting. Ooh, hiccup.
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 Hiccup. In this case, a lot of the time we get fed up with seeing the word inspiration. But
Yeah.
this actually kind of fits the bill.
I think that's the main point I want to make, that if Rob is okay with it and he's okay with this article being written and he's okay with his friend pushing him, then who are we to say that it's inspiration porn? because he's just doing something to raise money for his disease.
And I imagined doing that at the end probably got far more media attention.
Yes.
And then probably that is like sort of the kind of borderline inspiration.
I
porn
agree. I
bit,
think that's
like,
the last bit that
but-
I'm just a bit like, I don't know whether it's a bit icky for me.
Yeah, but like
It's like heroic man, you know.
I imagine that's the bit that everyone uses though, and then therefore if
But
that gets more people to sign up for a charity, then
No, I agree, but it's always a catch-22, isn't it? Because
yeah,
that's how I feel sometimes with our content, possibly.
yeah,
Okay, so the intent with all of our videos, number one, is to just tell everybody what it's like to truly be an interracial couple, to live a life that is full of amazing things and packed full of wonder, but also loving life as a blind woman. That is what we do. That's the fundamental. Like every time behind a video, what we think about are those like key things.
yeah. You want to be able to show people that blind people can live normally. They can do the
Exactly.
things like, and sometimes it gets a bit more extreme. Sometimes we stick you in an aeroplane
Yes.
and
But
you almost
that's really
kill me.
cool because that's part of my personality. He's referring to the Tom Scott Club that we did
That was,
when I plummeted.
Like just behind the scenes of that particular video, like I was terrified.
He was terrified,
Like,
bless him.
We saw the ground and I was like saying my last rites.
It got
in
rid
my
of
head.
it. Got rid of your fear of flying. There,
It did
babe.
get rid of my fear of flying. So like,
But-
a tip for you guys, fly with Lucy if you want to get rid of your fear of flying.
Okay, but sidetracking a little bit, we always, the intent is always a good one, like it's for educational purposes.
Mm-hmm.
However, when we're uploading and then people are like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful that he looks at you in a certain way, and Ollie's like, I'm just looking at you because because I love you. Like I'm not looking at you in a certain way because you're blind or because you're this or that. I think some people think possibly that Ollie needs to be put on a pedestal. Would you say?
Yeah, there is that impression that because I am married to a blind woman, I am some sort of hero.
You are my hero, but not because I'm blind.
I'm your tea making hero.
He makes a good cup of tea. He's a beautiful boy. I think really some of our videos could be classed as inspiration porn.
Yeah, some of them get close to the line.
Possibly, but it's not the intent.
Like the one where I made you a game out of Lego.
I love that though.
It's a really cute video, but
I
like
absolutely adore that.
It
But you
could-
feel like the comments, when you started to see the comments roll in on that one, it kind of evoked like I feel a bit icky. I remember you saying that to me.
yeah, there's definitely an element of people who think like this is, I don't know, a bit. I can't even verbalize it. It's that feeling where they look at you and they think this man's a hero for.
Yeah,
being with
poor her. He's really
Yeah.
doing
It's
going
pit-
above and beyond.
It's a look of pity.
Yeah, that's so true. It's the look of pity, and I think that's what these headlines do. It's always like, oh, look at them, they're going through something, and look at that able-bodied person trying to save them or like doing something lovely for them because that is their reality, and we're trying to save them, and it makes you feel better about your life as an able-bodied person, and it's just icky. I think that's what I think when people go, oh, when I look at you, I just feel so sorry for you. And then I think about my life and then, and then I think about your life. And then,
Yeah, then
just
I'm
think,
grateful for the things I have in my everyday.
I'm grateful for my life. And you're just like, I'm not there for that, babe.
No.
So I think we've said that before, but I think ultimately this is a lovely story.
Yeah.
And I can see why.
Yeah,
Rob
this
wants
one's
to
not
do
like
it.
making me think about my own life. This is making me think that this guy's like going for it. He is an endurance athlete and they're raising money for a charity to make things better.
The end. But thank you so much for listening to our podcast today, guys.
Yeah.
We really
Thank
hope
you.
you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you are listening on Deezer or Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you get your podcast from,
Or Amazon.
don't forget to rate us on whatever podcast platform you're listening on.
Yes,
We love a rate.
Leave a review.
Yeah, leave us one. And if you're listening or watching on YouTube, then leave us a comment because we love to hear from you.
Yes.
We
And
love it.
Send us your stories to,
help@lucyedwards.com.
or leave them in a YouTube comment.
Yeah. Love you guys loads and see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.